How to create a Google search campaign the right way without falling for the classic money wasting mistakes, or what I call the Google gotchas. You want to make sure you watch this entire video because I walk you through which default settings you need to deselect. Yes, they come already selected so that you don't fall for these traps. But the good news is I'm going to show you just how easy it is to set up this search campaign so you can really take advantage of this amazing advertising opportunity. If you like this video, don't forget, hit that thumbs icon and subscribe. Let's go create our search campaign. So here we are in this live Google ad account, and as mentioned, we're creating a hyper-targeted search campaign. So this is the business that we are going to be creating this campaign for, and these guys are an agency for a fractional operations manager. So we want to create a search campaign for when people do a Google search for fractional operations manager. So here we are in the account, and what we're going to do is we're going to click on this plus create, and we're going to do a new campaign. So we are going to be asked, what is our campaign objective? So resist the temptation to choose leads or sales. I'm going to suggest you choose to create a campaign without a goal guidance, because this is going to give you all the available settings and options which we want. Scrolling down here, the campaign type is going to be a search campaign. And then we've got these goals we've set up, that's fine. And then we click continue and continue again. It's going to ask us to give our campaign a name, so I'm just going to call it search, and I often like to do the countries that we are targeting as well. And then we click continue. Start new. Okay, so it's going to walk us through these steps that are indicated on the left here. And the first thing we've got to choose is our bid strategy. I actually would like to do manual CPC to start with for this particular account because it's a pretty new account. But at this point in the setup process, it doesn't give us that option. So I'm going to just leave this for now. And once I've created my campaign, then change my bid strategy. So make sure you stay through to the end of the video because I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'll just leave this for now. And I'm also just going to leave that for now and click next. This is a very important part. You need to deselect the Google Display Network and also deselect Google Search Partners. By deselecting these two, that means you are only going to be running a search network campaign, which is exactly what I want. I find with Google Search Partners it can lead to a lot of spam in my experience, so my preference is to turn that off. And obviously definitely the display network, because if we run any kind of display campaign, it should be in its own standalone campaign and not mixed in with a search campaign. Here is where we're going to choose our location targeting, and you definitely do not want to leave it on all countries and territories. Obviously, I'm in Australia, but I want to enter in another location. So here is where you just type in the locations you want to target. So I'm going to put in United States, and I'll put in Canada. And you put in, obviously, your location targeting. If you want to go very granular, maybe target a certain suburb or radius targeting, you can click on advanced search. And obviously you can type in radius, and let's just say I type in Sydney because that's where I am. You'll see here it's 20 mile around Sydney. So you could do that if you want. Obviously you put in whatever location you want. I'm not going to do that for this campaign, but I just wanted to show you how to do that. Make sure you click on this location options, because my recommendation is to move away from this recommended setting here to be this one, because what I don't like about this default setting is it says who've shown interest in your included locations, because that would be people who are out of the included locations but have shown interest in. So this is as close as you could possibly get to location targeting. Scrolling down here, we're going to leave our language for English. I'm going to leave audience segments blank because I just want to be targeting cold traffic. And I want to turn broad match off for my entire campaign because I want to be using match types. I'm going to click on more settings here. Ad rotation, that's fine. Ad schedule, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we click next. This is obviously going to theoretically help us create keywords and assets. No thanks, Google. I don't want your help. I'm going to do it manually. So I'm going to click skip. And here is where we need to start defining our keywords and our ads. So I personally like to name my ad group what the keywords are going to be inside there. So I'm going to call it Fractional Operations Manager. Okay, and then scrolling down here, this is where I'm going to input the keywords that I want to target. So I am going to be doing a phrase match. If you're not sure what I mean about phrase match, then definitely watch my video on keyword match types. I'll put a link in the description because it's important to understand the difference between all the different match types. Fractional Operations Manager, and obviously put in as many closely related keywords together here. I emphasize closely related because you want the ad that's attached to these keywords to really be hyper relevant. So yeah, that's really, really important point. It has to be very closely related. So just for the purpose of this video, I'll just add in one keyword and we'll scroll down here. And here is where we're going to write our ad. So we've got to put in our final URL, which is where we are sending the traffic. So that could just go to the home page. The display path is the path, the URL that's displayed in the ad. So we could say hire and then operations. And then you'll see here this display URL shown in the ad. Now, this URL does not need to exist. It's just an opportunity to include more keywords in your ad. So don't worry, I don't have to then create this page. It doesn't matter at all. When they click on the ad, they are sent to what is designated as the final URL. So that is the important one to get right as a live URL. Scrolling down here, and then we have the possibility of adding up to 15 different headlines. You see I've got 0 out of 15 and up to 4 descriptions. So of the 15 that you add, you don't have to add all 15. And in my experience, if you add 15, I find that as it Google mixes and matches all the different headlines, it can kind of read quite weirdly. So I don't actually like including 15 possible headlines, but it will only choose 3 at any given time. So often I add maybe like 6, maybe 7, but yeah, I would say add at least 5 as it suggests here. And sometimes I only add 2 descriptions, sometimes I add 4, but only 2 descriptions will be shown at any given time in an ad. So I'm just going to start filling in these headlines and I'll resume the video once I'm done. Okay, so here I have filled out a number of different headlines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possible headlines. And as I said, when you start filling your headlines, you'll see that the preview operates on the right here and rotates through the different variations. So it's worth watching this, and you can obviously scroll through the different variations to make sure it reads well. And if you want a particular headline to be always in a particular ad spot, you can pin it. So if you see here, when I hover my cursor here, this little pin shows up, and I can click this to make sure that it's only in position 1, 2, or 3. So let's say I want it to be pinned in position 1, then it will always be in headline 1. Scrolling down here, I've put in 2 possible descriptions. As you can see, they're within our character limit, and I could easily add in more possible descriptions if I wanted to. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to leave it as is. You can also do your business name and logo and these site links. These are ad assets. They used to be called ad extensions, but for the purpose of this video, I'll just not going to show you. We just want to create this campaign, but definitely it is worth adding these ad assets to your search campaign because they will give you more real estate in your Google ad. Okay, so scrolling down here, we've reached the end, so we click done, and then you'll be able to see that we have got our one ad here with our one keyword. So obviously you can add another ad if you want, or just leave it as is. So I'm just going to leave it as is for now. Click next. Here is where we assign a budget. I'll just leave it as $10 for now, or you can set a custom budget to be more or less whatever you like. I'll just put this here. Okay, and then we click next, and great. So it says my campaign is ready to publish, and this is all the information I have inputted. That looks good. So we can click Publish Campaign. Great. And if we go to our campaigns, you'll see here, if I click on all campaigns here, you'll see here is my newly created campaign. It says Bid Strategy Learning. So remember I said I'm going to show you how to change the bid strategy. So we go to click in the campaign, go to campaign settings, and I'm going to click on bidding, and I want to click change bid strategy, and I want to select bid strategy directly, even though it says not recommended. Click on this and then click manual CPC. I actually want to deselect enhanced conversions, and then we click save. And there we have it. Now if we just, it's a little bit of a bug, you have to actually refresh here, and then you will see now our default max CPC is set to be 1 cent. So we can either set the max CPC at the ad group level, or we could, if you have more than one keyword, you do it at the keyword level. So you're very easy to change the CPC amount. So you just go click on it, and then maybe if we just do $1, I have to click it twice because it was a large increase from 1 cent. Great, and as you can see, the change has been saved. It's now $1, and here we have completed our campaign creation of this new campaign. You can easily change the campaign budget by also clicking on this pencil icon to change your budget there as well. And there you have it. That's how easy it is to create the search campaign. So there you have it. That's how easy it is to create a search campaign on the Google Search Network. Hopefully you don't fall for any of the money wasting traps I talked about earlier. And let me know in the comments below how you've gone with creating your campaign and maybe even the results that you're getting. Definitely check out our website, teachtraffic.com, for our training courses and helpful guides that you can download for free. And thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, hit that thumbs icon and subscribe. Thanks again.